Thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing Governor Makinde, and because we know, yes, it was trending, people were talking about it, but until we discuss it on Your View, it hasn't been discussed. So that's why we have to bring it back again, so that we should make it trend a bit more. But, I mean, I was sharing a perspective, the fact that, number one, costs is a problem, and also the fact that this governor indeed is doing quite a bit, as you mentioned about the aircraft he just recently purchased. The fact that the entire budget of this renovation is just 10% of his entire budget. Is that too much in your view, or is that too little? Because some would argue it's probably not enough.
Morayo, what I can say right now is, Governor Makinde, stop it! Stop it! We know you're joking. Can't be serious that you want to use 10% of your budget to renovate. Hey, this is such a joke. Do you know you can never overemphasize the amount or the percentage that you put towards healthcare? We don't have hospitals, so we don't have nothing is happening in Nigeria in terms of healthcare. You can never overemphasize the percentage of your budget that goes to education. Pensioners have not been paid. People that have worked and toiled for this nation, for these different states.
Let me tell you what he has broken down. He has budgeted 145 billion for education. No, let us be sure, because he has budgeted about 21%.
You can never have enough. That is still not enough.
Yeah, because he still has to build infrastructure.
No, that is not. But that does. You cannot spend 10% of your budget or renovate. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how things are done. If you want to do something, do a project, a government project, what I expect you to do is that you come up with a committee, a team, and then they now decide, okay, if we want to bring down these buildings now and build new ones, how much will it cost us? Maybe it might cost us, let's say, 21 billion. Renovation cost us 63 billion. Don't you think that they will now go and get a guest house or somewhere and put him and then break down all those structures and build a new one? The way things should be done, the right way things should be done, is that you have to look for the most minimal way to achieve aspect, to achieve anything, to achieve anything you want to achieve. That is the normal way, right thinking people behave.
But Governor has said that you people are not Oyo State people. That you should mind
who says we are not Oyo State?
That you're not Oyo State.
I schooled 6 years in Ibadan.
You don't qualify.
So, but
I'll come to you, Dami. Let me take this call. Good morning. Thanks for calling. You are live. Hello, good morning. I think I lost him. Go ahead, Dami.
I think if he says that we are not from Oyo, that's been discriminatory, because he does not even know if some of us have. I don't live there does not mean that I don't have an affiliation there. Now, let's look at it. I like the fact that you said that, yes, Nigerians as a whole, in fact, it trickles down into our homes most times. We do not have this maintenance culture. We see it everywhere. One small hole on the road until when it becomes a swimming pool before they begin to do kitty. But now, my point is, if we're saying renovation, who lives in the government's house? Who are the people that use the facility? Governor Makinde has about 2 more years to live. And I can be sure that when the next governor comes in, he wants to do touches. He wants to do renovations. I've been to a government house before that what they do in the government house is to host parties. I say it with my full chest. If you ask me after the show, I will tell you the government house. What they do after the government, what they do in that government house is to flaunt girls, is to host parties and just enjoy. So to what benefit is 2 years renovation going to do to Governor Makinde himself? Does he not have a home that he's going to after he leaves the government house? If he was telling us that, oh, I'm renovating my home so that I can move, we understand that, oh, you're doing something for us.
You have to also remember, a government house also has staff.
A government house has staff.
Who work there. There are some people, at least
people who work there. Do they live permanently there? Because the little I know some of them go home. They have individual homes. They go, they come back. And we are making it look too Banana Island for government household. They are supposed to be there to serve. It's not supposed to be a very comfortable place for you, because we even know that most governors, maybe the few I know, that most governors don't even live in that government house. It's just a facade, let the structure be there. We have something there.
I have Elder Sam. Good morning, Elder Sam. Thanks for calling. You live.
Good morning, Morayo.
Yes, sir.
My name is Elder Sam Adeniji from Jokoro.
You're welcome to the show, sir.
I really appreciate the topic you people brought up this morning. And I like the way Dami Lola, interrogated the matter. What I want you to believe is that this building is not just going to be reconstructed. What we are told is renovation. Though I know other people will quickly say that, after all, we can renovated the International Bola Ahmed International Conference Center for 39 billion. But this is government out of government. And we know that there is hunger in the land, according to people generally. And this hunger was induced by the policies of the government, which has brought more money to the state government. Makinde has been in government for 6 years. Why is it now that is now thinking of renovation of government house for 63-point-something billion? Is there no budgetary allocation for yearly maintenance of government house for the past 6 years? So all these are to be looked into. But I believe that what is the undercurrent is the 2027 presidential ambition of Makinde.
Thank you very much, Elder Sam. I was going to come to you one second, Amaka, because you said something about the fact that maybe there's importation. I don't know. Maybe there is no importation. Let's imagine they want to renovate with everything within Nigeria that can be resourced. That is 60-something billion going into our economy. That's 60-something billion being paid to you to come and do painting, you to come and do bricklayer, you and do furniture. So this is going to Nigeria. So this is also money plowed back into the economy. So wow. So 1 second we're saying don't buy foreign. Let us help empower people. The man has budgeted the X amount of billion to renovate with Nigerians, and we are still complaining so much. So what exactly do you want as a people? Okay, so
let me answer them. Let me also impute to what she said in terms of maintenance and answer you in terms of maintenance too. Let's not forget that we're talking about a government property. And when we talk about maintenance, we all know that every budget has been marked monthly or quarterly for maintenance of a government house. Yeah. So first of all, I expect him to come and tell us what that maintenance money, where it has been going to, what has been happening to it. Because if there's money that's been earmarked for or budgeted for maintenance, we hope that that money has been maintaining the government house for the 2 terms he was supposed to be there. And it's running 2 years for him to finish. He wants to renovate it. And when a new governor comes in, he'll still renovate and change things. Abi, this is money. Therefore, as far as I'm concerned, this is waste. Then secondly, back to what you're saying, for the fact that they're trying to put in this money back into the economy, if, for example, that they're not importing anything, doesn't make it right or justify such expense. Even if it's coming back, there's a debt to that state. I expect him to be able to want to leave a legacy as he's leaving that state in the next 2 years, to be able to say, I paid off the debt. You said there's 300 billion naira debt on that state. I paid off a certain amount. This is what I'm leaving in the coffers. Like when you talk to a P2B, what is using to buga is the fact that till tomorrow he paid off certain debts of the state and he left money in the coffers. That's the legacy a governor should leave for a state. Not spend 2 years before you leave. 2025 don't finish you. You want to spend this amount. There's no justification for it.
Let me not take you up on that.
So you might, I mean, you talk about dispensing this excessive amount of money and saying that in a way it would count as good for the people because it's still going to be funneled into the economy. But then again, we still have to talk about the issue of transparency and accountability. True. So we have been told that 63.4 billion will be spent. And let's assume that all of the materials, everything that will be required to execute this project renovation is going to stay within the country. But we don't know for a fact, because like you said, we haven't seen breakdowns. We haven't seen a case-by-case breakdown of how this money...
Let me pause you for a second, because I don't know how every state is going to be giving you case-by-case. But let me take this call. Abubakar, come back to you. Abubakar from Abuja, thanks for calling.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead, please.
Breakfast team. I love this topic that we are discussing this morning about the renovation of government house in Oyo State. 63.5 clear billion naira on renovation. For a governor that has 2 years to leave office, we know that it's very good for us to do renovation. But are they the critical things that we need? I want to align with the lady that is on a blazer, suit. The fair lady. He was saying that there's no amount of money that we budget for the health sector that will be enough. That we need more money in those sectors. And I want to give a clear example. As a quantity surveyor, Oyo State has 361 wards as a local ward. If this money is being channeled to development of primary health care, let's say the governor budgeted 170 million naira for a primary health care in each ward, it will build 361 primary health care under 1 year before they leave office. That is a good legacy that someone can leave behind. Not just to bring a chunk amount of money, 63.5 billion naira on renovation of government house. Who does that? These are criminal acts. When you give people leadership in this country, they mess up. Do you know how many tractors that 63 billion can buy and give to this work? Each work can have one tractors. And you develop a farm base. We are talking of food insecurity. Someone is budgeting 63 billion.
Thank you very much.
Of government house.
Thank you very much. You see, I'll come to you, Chika, because I have to go on a break. But there's one of the in this article I read. It says that in addition to the 132 million that has been earmarked for hiring professional gardeners to maintain green spaces at the governor's residence. So you hear 132 million is given to gardeners to maintain the green spaces. Now, in your mind, that's a lot of money. But those are going to people's families. These are gardeners that will be hired to cut the grass, to plant trees. This is people's families receiving this money. It's not as if they're throwing the money somewhere else. So I know that the 63.5 billion sounds like a lot of money. But if we look at it in the reality, these are monies that are actually going to be used to produce things within our country. Chika, don't you think?
The wider reach is what we're talking about, Mario. The vast population, not just that tiny chunk of people who have access to that by being in contact with, executing the services. Sure. We're talking about carrying out projects that impact, even when you're long gone, and impacts the life of every resident or citizen of that state. Right. We're talking about healthcare, agriculture, infrastructure, attracting investment to the state. These are things that can generate income. You're saying that there's debt, and now you are saying that you want to actually disburse or take out 10% of your income. And now the governor is saying that we are not residents of if you want to ask every resident or every citizen or indigenous of your state, what are your thoughts on?
I think I know what they want to do with this money. I know what they want to do with this money before we go. They want to use it to renovate Oyo State people. That's the thing that can make sense. That because are you trying to tell maybe there's a human being or there's some human beings they want to renovate, because you don't want to tell me that it is building they want to renovate. You can go and break.
Let's go and break. We'll come back. Stay with us. We're right back.
Oh my God.